Hello to everyone, I hope this channel find you well. If you are new to this channel, please right now click the subscribe button.
As I speak this session, it's going to be an interesting session. We are going to work with example 4a. I'm going to download 4a. And start to work a little bit. Let's quickly turn on gravity. This is an example. I'm not going to call it arch map. I'm going to add data on the example 4a, which is my desktop, and Cape of Agulhas. This is the example that today we are going to work on. This is a small town or village next to the sea, which is located in Cape of Agulhas. As you can see, have a coordinate. It is ready to work. You don't need to coordinate it. Everything is ready. And let's also check from here. If you add a base map, you will see the location of it. As you can see, there is a coordinate on it. We are now, this is a raster, and we are now start to make a digitalization. If you remember from the beginning course, from one of the earlier lecture that we done together, we say for presenting an object, we have three main important entities. One of them is a point, the second one is a line, and the last one is polygon. We call polygon or shape. We can call line also polygon. It's both possible. This is a raster, and I'm going to create a vector to digitalize this image. For this purpose, you need to just open a catalog. Very simply, you are able to open a catalog. Your example is located here. Same as this is same thing you can have in catalog, as you can follow from here. I can disconnect the things that I'm not going to use. As you can see, these are not connected anymore. Delete them, so I can disconnect them easily. Therefore, my folder connection right now have a two connection. First step, I can open my file. You see my Cape of Agulhas raster. I need to make a shapefile up to now. Till the moment, I gave you always the shapefile, but right now, we are going to create a first shapefile. After, as I said, we are going to create a shapefile at this point. For this purpose, we need to just choose the main folder we are going to work. Right now is example 4a, and choose a new. You can create a new folder. You can create a geodatabase. If you are working with a big project, it is better to create a geodatabase and accordingly follow your data there. The geodatabase advantages can combine it to the internet, to the web server, and your other colleague can work with. This is also the same, and these are about the connection of the database to the internet. But since right now we are working in a, let's say, standalone computer, we just come into here and create a shapefile. These are about the Python toolbox and the Python extension. We're able to make a Python. If you remember, I told you the Python API can be opened from here. In the next level, if you are good, especially working with big data right now, if you following the news, the issue right now is working with big data and the Python distributor. For instance, you can write 2 plus 2, it's giving answer of the 4 error because it's not defined this string for the computer. So it is a bit quite, let's say, friendly language. Okay, let's now come to the shapefile. We are going to create a shapefile, choose a shapefile. First, we need to decide. At this moment, I'm going to draw a street. Street or road. What is my feature type? In this moment, I need to ask myself. If I'm going to, let's say, draw a tree, the best object is point. But since I'm going to draw a line, the street is line, represented by a line. I'm going to use a polygon. Now, we need to define a coordination. What is our coordinate system? We can just easily edit from here, as you can see. According to your project, we have a bunch of coordinates here, as you can see. European, Indian, Pacific Ocean, North America, Australia, and New Zealand, and different places. Even we have a project coordinate, UTM, and etc. etc. But since we have a raster, the raster given to us, we can borrow the coordinate of the raster and use it in our shapefile. We can just go here in some version of the ArcGIS, especially before 10. If some of you use older than 10, the import is, I think, in another tab, if I'm not wrong, actually, I forgot because of almost for 4 or 5 years I've not used those versions. So you need to just go from import and find your raster. My raster right now is here, okay, Coca-Cola's, and just choose it, and this will be assigned, you see, it will be assigned to my project, and if I hit OK, it will transfer to this part as well. You see, right now I have a coordination and a spatial reference for my data. We are not going to use a Z or M value. Of course, in a realistic project, you need to add a Z value and M value to your project. Let's hit OK. And just hit OK, and as you can see right now, I have a shapefile here. And if we check also this part, apart this form, which is the raster, we have now a bunch of new file here. But this raster, if you just open the attribute table, it is empty, nothing inside of it. We need to start to draw. I'm just zoom a bit to the project and start to draw. For a drawing purpose, we need to just open this editor toolbar. Editor toolbar provides you opportunity to draw a vector. you need to choose a layer, the ones that you are going to work, and easily start editing. It will ask you which layer actually. Maybe it's not going to ask since I have a single layer at the moment. Yes, it will ask. But if I check, it is now start and we have a new function which are available to work. I can open this function, or let's also open it from here, which is called create a feature under the editing window. You can either open it from here or from here, it doesn't matter. If you open this one, let's pin out this one, let's save it here. You will see the street features, same things here. If you have a many layer, many shapefile, I mean, not a raster, I mean vector, you will see others too. I need to choose this one and the new things available for me here. Of course, we need to choose line or freehand. Let's start to work with a line because we prefer line because the line is actually with a, let's say, two or minimum vertex, which is help to computer to easily compile this file. But if you use a many vector, meaning freehand, if you draw freehand, it means that you use many vertex. So this vertex is difficult to compile and take a time. So we need to make it easy as possible. For a start, and choose a line and start to draw from a junction, the center of junction to the center of the junction. This is one street. After it, I need to right click and finish a sketch or press F2 over the keyboard. As you can see right now, I'm able to draw one line, which is represent our street. For a second one, again, I choose the end of it with use of snap, same as AutoCAD, and then come to the another junction and full stop. Again, finish a sketch or easily F2. This is my second one. Maybe you will ask, where is it? Yes, here. Maybe you will ask, why not draw from here to here? This is very easy, maybe. Instead of drawing it 3 times, I'm going to draw it 1 time. This is possible actually, visually is the same, but logically this is wrong because the attribute of the street to street is changed. This is first issue. What kind of attribute? For instance, from here to here, maybe name of the street change. Maybe the color of the street change. For instance, from here to here is asphalt, but from here to here, not built yet. Another issue, why we are drawing the vector or why we project it in the GIS in order to manipulate and in order to address our spatial problem. If you draw such a line, such a long line, later, if you are going to make an analysis such as accessibility, so, this kind of analysis, if you want to address to one of these blocks, computer cannot help you to find a shortest route. But if you draw, let's say from here, here, computer can provide you a real distance for you. But imagine we draw a very long from here to here. For a computer, this is one, let's say, a street, one line. Therefore, it cannot define the shortest distance. But if you draw in this way, let's also draw some more, again from snap to a snap. I'll correct this one. And let's also draw this one. Okay, and change the color. Maybe the color is a bit like this. Yes, this would be better. Okay, now imagine this is the one single line, and this is the, let's say, segment or the correct. Imagine you are staying somewhere here and you want to go to this house. If you ask a computer, since these are a single fragment, computer will provide you this tree line. If you do it in a Google Earth, for instance, you want to go from one place to one place, a computer starts to draw a route or path for you. But now imagine this one. If you want to go from here to here, it is difficult or somehow impossible for a computer because this is a one big line which is not possible to break. So therefore, they will define you such a long road or such a long route which is not correct. Therefore, we need to break up our, let's say, a street to a small fragment from junction to junction. Now I'm going to get rid of this one because this is not correct. We need to just select it, highlight it, and right click and choose easily delete. So we can now continue to draw. Again, I'll choose a snap to a snap. You need to activate your snapping toolbar from here. As you can see, this is my snapping toolbar. Right now it's active, same as AutoCAD. We choose mainly end snapping. And this is the edge snapping. Please care about these two. Always try to use end snapping in order to decrease your error. Again, from here to here, and press F2. From here to here, press F2 again, and let's draw a few from here. Let's draw this one also. Let's draw this. What else we have? Okay, we have one interesting road here, which is almost curved. Let's go how we can deal with this road, which is the junction here. You can draw like up to here without press F2 or finish your sketch. You can add another vertex, and final vertex at the junction, like this. Again, this is a one line. Actually, right now this is a polyline. And if we want to check the vertex, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vertex. Of course, you are able to add a vertex or delete the vertex or move or modify the vertex from here. As I said, from when you choose select editing vertex. Again, I'll choose a street and continue to draw a bunch of road. As you can see, the road is almost finished in here. Stop, and another one here. I'm going to draw this one too, and let's draw some more. Maybe one again. I can use two vertices. It's a bit curvy here. And as you can see, I make a mistake for this point. I must be stop here, but I forget. So I can delete or I can edit my vertex and move this one to, let's say, somewhere else here. And I press F2 and add a new one to here. Then I'm able to connect this one. Again, since it's a bit curvy, I'm going to use this one. We have one small root. I'm going again to stop here. Then we have, and then I have a bit curvy root, which is finished over here. I can add a two vertex. Of course, you are able to use a curve from here. I'm not prefer personally. Imagine you want to draw a curve. You see, it is possible to draw a curve as well. But as I said, I'm not prefer because later the, let's say, the file compile take time, but it is possible, as you can see. You can choose a line, then choose a part. For instance, you can do here, and then this is also possible. Or you can draw a straight line. And draw some more, then we are going to work on the other part. I'm also somehow a boring job at the beginning, but at the end, the result is interesting, and maybe it's interesting for you. Government also give a good money for those who digitalize the map. So we draw also this one and draw this one a bit. Okay, I think it's enough, and I need to, again, I make a mistake for this part. I need to correct it and just choose this one. I need to break up this road to this, and then draw another one. And when you draw, please go end to end. Now this is end to end. If I choose, you see, end of this one is located on the end of this one and end of this one. If you by mistake put it here, which is also possible, these are not meet the correct, and then the problem which I explained at the beginning happen. Okay, I'll just draw almost this amount of the road. Maybe I can draw a few more. Then instead of curve, again I'm using a straight, two breakpoint vertex, and let's also draw this one. up to this, then again stop, break vertex, and I can like this. Okay. After we draw, we need to save our job and editing. I can just to layer to show everything that I draw up to now. If I check right now, I am draw almost 42 polyline or 42 pieces of the line. You will see them here. Now I'm going to attribute them. I'm going to define an attribute. Of course, you can again start and choose and continue your drawing like this one, like that, and same thing. And then you are able to stop your project again or save and stop. We need to start to give some attributes and create some data and add some data. How are we going to do it? First, let's think that what kind of attribute? The street name. What is the ST name data type? Definitely is a text. Maybe if it is a somewhere like some of the map, for instance, like America, they use a number, highway number 42 or 45 or 21 or Route 66. But right now we prefer to use text. Again, we need to decide the length of the text. If you have a long street name, you need to choose a long text accordingly. But if you have a short, you need to choose again accordingly. Like, you need to decide. And just keep it, let's say, and because I use the point here, it will transfer to the underline. I said, okay. Now I created a street name. What else we need? We need to define the route or the way. Is this two-way? Is this one-way? Is this tree line on it? Let's call it easily, or let's say way. For this purpose, maybe short integer is enough for me. Let's switch way, because either I choose 1, 2, 3, 5, or maximum 8 or 10. Nothing else. So short integer is enough for me. I will say okay. What else I have? I can say cover. Is this concrete? Is this asphalt? Is this dirt road? Or etc. Again, text. Maybe for this one, 10 will be enough. When you create your field, like the one that I create, you should be stop your editing. Otherwise, if it is a start, you are not able to create a field. So please be careful about it. It should be always stop. Then you are able to create. If you make something wrong, you can easily choose and say delete. but you need to have minimum 3 fields here. And start to give a name to our street. For this purpose, you need to start your project and then choose the things that you want to do. I will say that this one, on the root. I'm going to open attribute table, filter it like this, and I said these are all two-way, 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 and two-way. And the street name is, let's say, Jean. And the color of asphalt. Okay, I need to just save. Now I will choose some more. I can say again I filter it. I say Robert. And this time it's again I can say this is a asphalt. But if you write with a capital letter, you need to choose same thing. Otherwise, computer will not recognize them as the same. Again, I will save it. I can add some other one. Let's see. 2, 4. If we to give the name of this. What is this one? Yes, this one should be also. Okay, let's save up to moment. This again and filtered for here. Let's, this is again, let's say, okay. This is a dirt road. Again, save. We have someone here. Again, it's 10. Okay, let's stop up to now and let's go to classifying. I'm going to classification, to the property, and to the symbology. I use a category based on the You can say number of the way, based on the number of the way. Add all value, of course, the ones that are not defined them. Yes, let's get rid of it. The ones that I not put value, like 24 of them, they are not defined yet. I can say the two-way shows like this. The one-way again shows like this, but with yellow color. And hit OK. You will see the road will be get the value accordingly. Also, I am able to give a name to them. Like from here, from the label, I can activate my label and say a street name and hit OK. If I'm just end of this, you will see this street is John, this one is Maria, this one is Sarah, and this one is Robert. Since I'm not giving value to the green one, it is not show anything, but they are similar to each other. This is one point. Okay. Now I'm going to draw a building 2. How I'm going to draw? Same thing. Let's say close this one. I'm going again to the catalog. It should be stop, which is stop, and I'm coming to here and create a new shapefile. Let's call it like this. And for building, I need to choose a polygon. Again, the coordinate is not defined. I need to give a coordinate. How I'm going to give? I need to borrow it from one of my active library. I can borrow from street or I can borrow from this one. Let's borrow or import from street this time. You see, it is come to here. I will hit OK. My data now assigned. Once more, I will click OK, and right now I have a building shapefile 2, which is nothing inside it. I'm going to draw quickly some of this plug. One more, let's say, things that I forget. For a street, you need to draw the center of the street. Don't draw the border or pedestrian, because this means a block, urban block. If you draw this one, you will draw an urban block and not a street. So you need to draw the center of the street line. I will choose this time building, hit start editing, and I open the feature. You see, this time I have two layers, but I will choose a building. Let's take a rectangle and draw some of this building quickly. The accuracy is very important. For instance, you will be able also to make yes, the right angle. Okay. For the ones that it's look like a rectangle, and just choose a rectangle directly. You need to draw a roof line and don't draw the shadow. Again, I need to choose a right angle and so here. two more here. We have one here, which is again a right angle. What else we have? We have some other. Look like here. Imagine you have something like this, which is two floor or one floor. You can use the cut polygon and choose line from here to here. We'll cut it into two parts. Again, you are have a edit vertex feature. And in block and draw one block. Let's also quickly draw one block also. And this part. Then we go to the end. And just draw them as a, let's say, a simple box. But since to save our time, but on, please try to do it accurately, since we need to save our time, and therefore I'll just do it. Okay, it seems it's enough. Maybe a few more here, and much here. Okay, that's enough. You need to just again save it, stop it, and start to give some attribute. I'm going to give, let's say, floor number. Floor. We can also give land use, land cover, or elements. I can put a text, how much you need. That's it. I don't need this one, I'll get rid of it. And just very quickly start to give them the attribute. Of course, you are able to choose from here, open the attribute layer and give the things from here, for instance, and then let's call res or residential. This will update automatically here. But now I'm just randomly give them, let's say this one, 3 floor, 2 floor, 1 floor, 3. Also, I will give some residential here. of the letter that you use. If it's capital, same thing should be used. If you write a shop, one with a small and one with a capital, the company cannot recognize these two as the same. We consider two different land use. So therefore, we need to write it with the same letter. Let's again a shop. I'm going to stop and say yes, of course. Now, let's turn off this layer. I'm going to classify the building as well. I can give a label. I can say number of the floor as a label. And for a symbology, I can say use land cover at all value. For instance, you can say the mix is, I don't know, it's purple, residential is red, or shop is green, and mix is orange. That's good. You see, the label and the things apply here. Arch map. And let's also draw some trees over here. For trees, you know that you need to use a point. Let's tree and point. Again, I need to borrow the coordinate, import it from the building, hit OK, and this time I have this tree over here, and I need to start editing. First tree, I will open. Please just give me a point. I'm just trying to put some tree. One we have here, one we have here. We have, let's say, 4 of them here. We have one more here. Another one. We have a bunch of tree here. And we have some more. We have 2 more. And a few more tree also here. And you see my vertex. I need to make this one because my vertex, my snap, sorry, catch it, put it in the wrong place, and also take this one if I put variable. Okay, I put it. Start editing, yes. Of course, if you have a different tree type, you need to mention, but since we just do it for the sake of teaching, type, of course we need to write the name of them, but since we do not have any name right now, I can just call them arbitrary. I can call them, this one is type not 10. The name of it, or like me, you can give a number and then label it with the name. And stop editing, yes. Let's close this part, and you see I have different shapefile. For example, for the assignment, you will submit the relevant shapefile, 6 or 7. And Also, I am very quickly, I want to show your assignment, the ones that you are going to do. The example 4B, I mean. Let's save this one. And let's also download the Kyrenia example. Yes, we do 4A, we don't need any more 4A. And just take out the 4B and Kyrenia CAD example. I'm really quickly going to show you how you are going to deal with your assignment and your 4B. Let's also extract it since RTS will be open. So this is the example 4B. You need to find it, make a folder connection, example 4B, it's okay. And this is a cadastral drawing, part of the cycles. You will see different parcel here. You are responsible to digitalize 100 pieces of this parcel. I'm going to show you, I'm just going to draw a few of them, and you need to add the number of them. From catalog, example 4B in my folder, I'm going to add a shapefile. Let's call parcel. The parcel is polygon or shape. We need to integrate the coordinate. For this purpose, we need to borrow it from example 4B, which is this coordinate. As you can see, this one, and hit OK, and the coordinate coming to the place. Now, we need to open this one. If you are first time going to editing, you need to open it from here, your editor tool. I'll choose start editing, the parcel of course, okay. And I'm opening the create feature and start to draw a parcel. Try to zoom as much as possible and then move along the line and stop at the end vertex. Accuracy here is very important because we are drawing a parcel and each parcel have a money value. So if by mistakenly you draw a few millimeter up or down, the parcel area will be changed a few meters. So for this purpose, it is better, this is my personal use, I will not use a fill color, I just use a red band and 1 centimeter. See that what happened. For adjacent parcel, again you need to choose endpoint, draw here, full stop at the edge, continue, 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 and again full stop at the edge. Okay, this is very important. Don't draw like this. For instance, draw from here to here. Let's say this is one parcel, so it is finished in the edge. Don't draw like this. This is totally a mistake. This is totally a mistake. The parcel should be touch each parcel should be touched the other parcel. There shouldn't be any distance between them. So you need to just modify the vertex, put it onto it, and also another edge. As you can see, still not fit because I have some other vertex somewhere. Let's find it actually. Can you see it? Yes, it is almost here. So I need to move this vertex and put it in the parcel vertex. You see? Now it's have a full overlap. Okay, this is about and you need to give this number. Of course, you need to open the attribute, you need to add a field. Now I need to stop it. You need to add a field value. It's short integer, let's say no. Short integer almost enough. Then accordingly, we need to add a parcel number. Let's start. If it is 233, 233. If it is 281, accordingly 287 items. This is like this. And then there are some other requirements which you know the rest. I'm going to stop. And after you finalize, you are responsible to deliver this shapefile to me. Not this one because I gave you almost this one. I have it. You need to give me this one, and you need to also make a dynamic map accordingly. Okay, this is about the actually assignment.